At Power365 Radio, we pride ourselves on being your go-to source for authentic news and insight. Be it breaking news keeps you informed, entertained, and engaged. Stay connected on Power365 Radio by following us on all our social media platforms on Power365 Radio, your source for news and insight.
Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM. Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM.
Tune in for the rhythms that make you feel alive. And get ready to power up your day every day on Power 365 Radio, broadcasting from the city of Ibadan. Follow us for top-notch news and entertainment updates. Don't miss a thing. So, pick up your phone and follow us on Facebook at Power 365 FM, Instagram at Power365_FM. Power 365 Radio, your number one online Southwest radio.
To yet another interesting edition of Newspaper Review on Power 365 FM, your number one online radio in Southwest Nigeria. We are the best among the rest. We are situated in the ancient city of Ibadan. This morning, it promises to entertain as I have two newspapers with me to turn and to review this morning. I have with me the Punch newspaper, and also I have with me the Daily Post newspaper this morning. Alright, good morning and welcome to yet another interesting edition of Newspaper Review on Power365 FM, your number one online radio. We are situated in the Asian city of Ibadan. My name is Evida Pomeraku Oluwadamila. This morning I have with me two newspapers. I have the Punch newspaper and I also have the Daily Post newspaper this morning. First of all, this morning we run through the headlines and afterward, then we go to the news and details. Bauchi Governor demands transparency in oil subsidy resources distribution. He will remain part of the squad. Gavin back striker Boniface. Wike approves 70,000 minimum wage for FCT workers. And Dume troubled needs prayer, says Daniel Bwala. Plan takeover Makinde at Deleke attacks Ganduje over threat. And also NNPCL admits challenges delaying Port Harcourt refinery takeoff. ICYMI, Rwanda stunned Nigerian with 2-1 comeback victory in final of the AFCON qualifier. Sweden, Finland urge citizens to prepare for crisis. And Dopu Aidatawa gets certificates of return Wednesday amid protest. And finally, CAF award Lukman Wambali makes financial pleas Ekong out. Alright then, on a short break, and while we're back, now we dive into the news and details. Bauchi Governor demands transparency in oil subsidy and resources distribution. The Governor of Bauchi State, Bala Mohammed, has called on the federal government to explain why Nigerians ceased to directly enjoy the country's oil and gas subsidies as it was before. Mohammed, who insisted that the federal government must be transparent in the distribution of the country's resources, made the statement on Monday when the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, paid a courtesy call on him ahead of the 2024 conference for the National Council of Finance and Economic Development Bauchi State is hosting. According to Mohammed, the explanation is necessary because Nigerians have not benefited from their oil and gas resources since the administration of President Bola Tinubu came into power. It is a miracle that we are one of the biggest oil producing nations, but that this is what you are going through. That is inclusion. And if you don't say it, nobody will know, but some of us know. We call this leadership and responsibility stated. You can also read further details on that on the Punch newspaper as Bauchi Governor demands transparency in oil subsidy and also resources distribution. Wike approves 70,000 minimum wage for FCT workers. The Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Dyson Wike, has approved the immediate payment of 70,000 naira, the new minimum wage for all administration staff. This was contained in a statement signed by the press secretary to the head of service of the civil service of the FCT, Antonio Ode, and made available to journalists on Tuesday today. Recall that President Bola Tinubu signed a new minimum wage into law in May 2024, approving 70,000 as minimum wage for workers following months of negotiation with organized labor. According to Punch report, that the FCT chapters of the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress has also threatened to shut down activities on November 30, 2024, following directives from the national arms of the Labour Union to embark on a nationwide strike over the implementation of the minimum wage in some part of the state, including FCT. The union had also alleged the failure of the Wike-led administration to meet the Labour Union since its inauguration in August 2023. According to the statement, however, Wike approved the payment of the minimum wage on Monday, November 18, 2024, in a bid to ameliorate the plight of workers under the employ of the Federal Capital Territory Administration. The acting head of civil service of FCT, Mrs. Grace Adayilo, disclosed that the minister also approved the payment of 3 months arrears for all staffs of the administration with effect from November 2024. You can also read further details on that on Punch Report this morning for FCT workers. Sport news. He will remain part of the squad. Igavon back striker Boniface. Super Eagles head coach Austin Igavon has expressed his continued support for striker Victor Boniface, despite the forward ongoing struggles to replicate his club form with the national team. Speaking during a media interaction after Rwanda clash on Monday, Igavon admitted that Boniface's underperformance has been a point of frustration, but maintained that the player remains an integral part of his plan. On Monday, the Super H held on Monday in Oyo Akwa Ibom State showcased the underdog 5 Morocco, finishing top of the group with 11 points. When asked about Boniface's difficulties in adapting to the Super Eagles setup, Giovanna acknowledged the challenges. Yes, good question. Boniface is capable of great things, especially in his club. When he comes here, we try to give him a lot of confidence and playing time, he said. However, the coach noted that despite his effort, the striker has yet to find the back of the net consistently. You can also read further on that on the Punches paper. He will remain part of this squad, the Gavon back striker Boniface. As opposition backs ex-president. The presidency on Monday attacked former President Olusegun over his claim that corruption has reached a fatal stage in the country. The president also faulted Obasanjo's call for the sacking of the Independent National Electoral Commission chairman Prof. Mahmood Yakubu over his conduct of the 2023 election, which he describes as travesty. However, the People's Democratic Party, Labour Party, and the New Nigerian People's Party back the other statesmen on the issue of graft, the imperatives of electoral reform, and other issues he raised in his keynote address at the Shua Achebe Leadership Forum, Yale University, New Haven, United States of America on Sunday. In his address, Leadership Failure and State Capture in Nigeria, the ex-president canvassed for shorter tenure for INEC officials and a more rigorous vetting process to prevent the appointment of partisan individuals. With further details on that, as corruption allegation presidency attack OBJ as opposition back ex-president. Finally, on newspaper review this morning, NNPCL admit challenges delaying Port Harcourt refinery takeoff. Barely 2 months after the September completion deadline flop, the Nigerian National Petroleum Commission has explained why it could not deliver the much-awaited Port Harcourt Refinery Company. In an interview with our correspondent on Monday, the NNPC Chief Corporate Communications Officer Olufemi Soneye said the company encountered risks and challenges while carrying out the rehabilitation, being a profit project. He noted that the NNPC began the commissioning of critical equipment and processing unit after the mechanical completion in Nigeria. You may recall that mechanical completion of the PHRC revamp was successfully achieved several months ago, marking a significant milestone in the project. Following this, we began the commissioning of critical equipment and process units. However, it is common with brownfield projects of this scale and complexity we encountered unforeseen risk refinery takeoff. Thank you so very much for being part of Newspaper Review this morning. Till I come here again tomorrow for another edition of Newspaper Review. My name is Abirak Bomiraku Oluwa Damlafes.